video. I am one of your people when it comes to the Press Start One More Game podcast, which is over here, named Jeremy Culver. And with me is a very special guest, my wife, Winnie. Winnie, say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So we are here, of course, if you clicked on this video, you know we are reacting to the State of Play Hogwarts Legacy Focused Edition. And you are here because you are a huge Harry Potter fan, probably the biggest Harry Potter fan that I know.
Yeah.
So how excited are you to see this State of Play today?
Yeah, I'm really excited because when it was first announced, sometime last year maybe, or maybe even 2 years ago, don't really remember. The pandemic years have been very mixed, but I remember seeing like an initial teaser for this, and I was like, oh man, when's it coming out? I really want to play it, and then we didn't know. So this is awesome that there's this State of Play, because I'm going to see more gameplay and see what they've got in store for us.
Now, we talked a little bit about it before we started this recording, because we are streaming over on twitch.tv/Darsay28, but of course, you're watching it here on YouTube, so you missed that stream. But before we started the recording, I asked you, what are you hoping to see? So just for the people on YouTube, what are you hoping to see when it comes to this stream?
Yeah, well, so I'm hoping they'll add something with Quidditch in it, because I remember in some of the movies they didn't really have that in I think it was the fourth movie, but it's such a big part of the entire series that I think it would be really cool if your character could try out for Quidditch and be on a team and have that as part of one of the side quests maybe that you can do, or whatever they have in store for us. Excited to see exactly what this game's storyline is, because I'm not sure that it's following the storyline of Harry Potter, but rather maybe more of kind of an after Harry Potter. Now you're still at Hogwarts, kind of exploring everything there. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. And
I also asked you this, so I'll ask you for the video. What are you hoping you don't see, or what is something that you don't like that could turn you away from the game? Yeah,
so I get annoyed with in-app purchases, because I'm guessing this game is probably around $60 when it comes out, and so having to actually purchase more things in it to advance in the game, I think would kind of turn me off a bit.
So we definitely are getting very close. We're going to be switching over to our live stream view. We have 2 minutes left for this. Zach's saying hydrate, so you got to grab your water real quick and let's hydrate. Thanks, Zach. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy this as well. You say hi to YouTube, because you are going up on YouTube as well a little bit later. But again, we have 2 minutes left. So for myself, I talked a little bit about it, but I'm not as big of a Harry Potter fan. I was when I was younger, but I stopped reading at the Half-Blood Prince book, and I haven't read anything since, and I haven't actually seen all of the movies for that same reason. So my hype level is not anywhere as high as yours, but I am still looking forward to what they show with this when it comes to the gameplay. How is the story going to unfold? Is it going to be one of those tie into the movies where there is, Harry, Hermione, and Ron doing other things and you're doing stuff next to them? Or is it going to be completely side story to those events? Because personally speaking, I hope that it is that, because trying to tie into the movies usually causes some fumbles and stumbles, and it doesn't normally mesh very well when you do those kind of things. But when you're allowed to do a totally unique, creative story, that is one that makes it easier to tell the vision of what you would like. I do have to ask though, what character besides Harry, Hermione, and Ron do you hope plays a good role or a big role in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sirius would be cool. Snape would be cool too, so.
Okay.
I mean, I hope we see the professors in the game, especially as tribute to those who have passed in real life, so. Yeah,
I'm hoping when it comes to a central character, Dobby. I hope that Dobby plays a big role.
Dobby.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's see what is shown.
Here we go.
Alright, and we're going to try our best to monitor this audio. So I hope you guys bear with us as we balance these audios out.
I didn't know Warner Brothers made games.
Yes, they
I
do.
guess they just... Oh, like the DC games?
DC Mortal Kombat is published by them, the Lego games.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm getting goosebumps.
Lumos.
Ooh, this is in-game footage, alright. And it's captured on the PS5.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Heck yeah, they've got the music and everything.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be. When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will
I
then
wonder
need to
how they're
attend
going to
classes,
handle that.
And you do have some catching up to do, as you are starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending charms,
And you're a
defense
5th
against
year.
the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
Ooh, who's gonna show up in the potions?
Hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a
A new
challenge.
character.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts
Slytherin.
welcome.
Oh, I think we're gonna finally see the gameplay, like how the action's gonna go.
Yeah.
You may begin.
Wow, look at that combo.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before.
Look at all that food.
I won't lie, I thought it was Dobby at first, and then I saw all the other ones. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
never
It's
mind.
the late 1800s,
Dobby's friend.
so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm
Gonna see Moaning Myrtle.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. Ones designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Ooh, there's Quidditch.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested.
These
as you
sceneries at
unravel
least
a
look
dangerous
really great.
mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers.
Yeah, I agree,
Creatures
Zach. I
corrupted
wonder
by
where
a
it
magical
takes place in the
force,
timeline,
powerful
too.
goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction.
I wonder if they're going to implement the Nemesis system from the Shadows of War, Shadows of Mordor game.
Well, they just said something about the child, right? So is this before Harry's time?
They said the child? I heard a student.
Student. I thought they said like you. Maybe I misheard them. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks really cool.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Defender! Upon
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
This combat looks really cool.
I love the effects with it.
Yeah.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Oh wow.
Oh, that was sick.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Looks like the environment is destructible because that tree just broke as you were fighting.
So does the professor come with you? Like you have...
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic.
Sneak in.
You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
Oh, nice.
You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies. In Beast class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Oh, despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
There it is.
Nice. I wonder if that means you can do 2-player quests.
I don't know, that'd be cool though.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Figs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Sounds like they're fixed characters.
Yeah.
Welcome to the room of
Ooh,
requirement.
yay.
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement. You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Oh no.
Since you
Seeing
need to
the
catch up to
timer,
your peers, the
there
room
could be
provides space for you to
microtransactions.
sow and harvest
Really?
plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
Or is it the time that it to make the potion?
Yeah, but it's the time in
Helpful
game, and
house
most of the
elf named
time they
Deke
use
helps you
those
discover Vivariums
the
that allow you to
time,
nurture your
right,
own
to be like,
menagerie
well,
of
you
magical
can pay
beasts.
this to speed it up.
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
Aww.
Very cute.
Yay! Hippogriff.
Not everything you need on your journey is available at
Hogsmeade?
Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade,
Get some
where loads
butterbeer.
of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical
These
plants,
potions.
to all sorts of gear.
I want the butterbeer though.
But Hogsmeade also
sure
has
there
its
will be.
dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates
like
will
the
fill the
season
sky
changes.
with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell,
Ooh, that's cool.
and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic,
Merlin in
while
that
others are at risk of
Harry
poaching and
Potter
their
timeline?
traps.
I don't remember
If you're
that.
feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the room
Zach,
of
do you know?
requirement.
Are you still
But there are
watching, Zach?
dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
Oh no.
Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long forgotten
I'm betting
mysteries.
this will be
Become
an
the witch or
October
wizard
release.
you want to be, as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
This looks awesome though.
It's gonna say when?
Are we gonna get a release date?
Fall something or at least
Holiday 2022. So this holiday.
So Christmas?
So this could be anywhere from October to December.
Wow.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
Wow.
That looks
Now
really
let's
cool.
hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
All right, so
The
now we're gonna get some
developers?
insights, from the
Yeah.
developers. Not sure. The part about the goblins is confusing me, where they're like the bad guys. It sounds like it's like a rebel set of goblins.
The love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
So I don't think it's all goblins, but it's a select
all
group.
All of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years. The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing the for the first time, maybe they've read something.
Yep, that's right, Calvu.
The whole time, and then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like
Yeah,
out
open
there.
world's neat.
But the
That
final
should be.
question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who we were in the world.
That's
Hogwarts
bananas.
Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that, and then beyond, we would go into the films.
Being able to put our own spin
I agree,
on what
Zach.
this
I think so.
universe was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. As a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new Wizarding World that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the Wizarding World, what's the one anchor? What's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all that together.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
Hatsuma, how you doing, man? Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
They get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Oh.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
I have to wait till the end of the year?
That's our show. We hope you're excited
looks
for the
so
magic to
cool.
come. See you next time.
All right, everybody, that is the show. So we are going to be recording the podcast here very shortly, but just briefly.
Yeah.
Don't get into too many details because you guys have to check out the podcast to get all the details. But
yeah, and you gotta listen because it's my first podcast.
Yes, but
episode.
What big overview.
Yeah.
What did you think?
That looked awesome. I think we're gonna have to delve into more of the details about like timeline and stuff, but that looked pretty cool. I like that it's open world. I was actually wondering that before this started if it was going to be open world, because I'm like, that makes sense for Hogwarts, like, because it's just more than just the castle. You got to go to Hogsmeade. It's like what's beyond the forbidden, the forest and all that. So seeing that was pretty cool. Yeah.
So did it touch on, in the grand scheme of things, did it touch on a lot of those things that you were looking forward to potentially pick this up?
I think it looks pretty awesome that, like, I would want to get it. Yeah. I didn't see anything about, I know they were flying around, but no, like, Quidditch stuff. And so, and all the characters are all different. Like, only the ghosts were recognizable, but they had even said, like, these are going to be different people. And so, that's expected. But I don't know. I guess that timer thing you brought up, I guess it's unclear if, it's like an in-app purchase, but I still think it's like time to your potion being created or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and real quickly before I go to we stop the stream or stop the video recording as well, what I was saying is that with those timers, for those that play any game that is time-based, what they usually do is, the timer will start off and may take 5 minutes to create this potion, but then it might get to, well, it's going to take 25 minutes to create this potion or an hour to create this potion, and then they'll introduce a thing where it's like, well, if you spend this amount of crystals, so to speak, you can speed that thing up and cut it in half or cut it into a third, and that's where those microtransactions could really come into play. But we won't know. We will find out, hopefully, more information as time comes. But again, release time, they are saying, is holiday 2022 if nothing gets delayed.
Early holiday would be great.
Yeah, early holiday. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the video. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when we post a video next time. And also consider hitting that bell so you can be notified of every time that I post. Thank you once again for tuning in here to Press Start. And remember, as always, your gaming news starts right here.